What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Dragons podcast. I hope you're all well. Can I just say, I said it at the start of my last video, thank you all so much for the support you've all given me so far. It means absolutely everything that you are enjoying the content and you're taking the time out of your days to watch it. You know, it really does mean everything, especially as I've only recently started doing this. So let's have a look at today. Now, today was a massive opportunity for the Reds as we went to Maidenhead in the late kickoff. After a surprising result, some would argue, at Bromley. But we'll come on to that in a bit. There's a little bit of a rant I need to have about certain aspects of our play today. We were poor. I've said it now in a couple of videos that we're poor. And there is a reason, I think, for that, and I think it's fatigue. Okay, and I put it at fatigue. The players we have are playing a level below. Let's get that out and open. You know, they're not National League players. So you could argue very easily that they might not feel they need to try as hard. I don't think that's the case. Okay, I'm going to get that out there right now. Every one of those Wrexham players, when they pull on the shirt, you can see that they just give 100% every single game. What I do think is that it's fatigue, and it's fatigue because Phil has suddenly started playing the same team. Even tonight, he was only forced to make 2 changes. He wouldn't have made them otherwise. Leighton and Ford probably would have started because they both went out ill. So you could argue that actually we now have a settled team, which is partially, I think, due to injuries. But how much is that taking out of the players? So there is that element of it. Now, the other side of this is our tactics seem get the ball to the front to whoever that is, Mullin, Dolby, Mullin and Palmer, as fast as we can and bypass the midfield. Andy Cannon and Elliot Lee are 2 of the most skillful players in the league. They both come from League One and we're bypassing them. Yet when Tom O'Connor was playing in there, we'd play out and we'd give him the ball and he'd look to pass it around. So I don't know why Phil has changed this, if it is Phil or if it's just the defence now trying to get it front to back. Maybe there's a bit of pressure on them because of, you know, the thoughts that we could struggle or we need goals and we need them quick. So that would be. But my big rant is about Mark Howard. Now, when the team sheet was announced, obviously nobody knew that Rob was ill. We were already happy to see Barnett starting because it gives Ford a rest. I think he's needed one. But Mark Howard starting probably worried a few of the fans. And I say probably, definitely worried a few of the fans just by looking at the comments on social media. Rob Leighton is arguably the best goalkeeper in the league, and his save against Chesterfield shows why. Mark Howard arguably has 1 or 2 mistakes in him every game, and tonight shows why. So I'm going to touch on 2. There's one, there was a corner that he came to try and collect. Now, Mark Howard is about 5'11", I think, 6 foot. He's not the tallest goalkeeper in the world. And he missed this cross by miles. I mean, I'm in North Wales. I didn't get tickets to today, and I was closer to that corner than he was. That's how far away he was. The other one is the goal. Now, the goal, it comes from a long ball that the defence don't deal with. But when Rob Leighton is there, he will get the defenders out of a hole. He will make sure that they don't concede from that situation. And he will make them feel that they can make a mistake. And because he will bail them out. And I think what that does is it puts the defenders at ease and it makes them just feel we don't have, there's no worry. And you've seen it since Rob's come back. The defenders just look a little bit more calm. Tonight, they looked scatty again and they looked frantic and on edge for the 90 minutes. The goal, the equalising goal. Well, let's go through them all first. I mean, we'll do Mullins first. I mean, the 2 headers are both superb headers. The cross from Mendy for the first, exceptional. Well played to the referee for not blowing up for the free kick on Dolby on the edge of the box, because most refs would have blown up straight away. So he plays on, and it's a lovely ball in from Mendy, and Mullin, good movement to get the header. The corner for the second goal, I think he mishits this. If it's a Hail Mary in NFL, let's put it that way for our American viewers. it's not meant to. There's no way. I mean, BMX and skateboarding measure hang time. Football doesn't, and that ball got some damn good hang time. So, but Mullins again, his movement to pull away at the back post and head it all the way across to the far post was superb, exceptional, really, really good goal. Their first one is a worldie, and no goalkeeper in the league saves it. I think I'll go as far as saying no goalkeeper in League 2 saves that. I think it's that good. It's moving away. It's in the top corner. It's an absolute worldie. Top bins. If you score that down the park with your mates, you're giving it big in the pub afterwards. Let's put it that way. But their second and the equaliser is shocking. It's a long ball that defence don't deal with. Now, if Howard comes and commits himself, he gets to the ball. But he doesn't. He comes, he stops, and he tries to come again. As soon as you stop, you see it every weekend. As soon as a goalkeeper stops, the striker is then getting to that ball first. And the problem is then, 99 times out of 100, it's a goal. And it happens every week. And that's what I was saying before about Mark Howard has a mistake in him, because he does. And I will never sit here, and I've never done it on the terraces. I've never done it when I sat in the paddock or stood on the cop or stood on the paddock when I first started going. And I don't do it now. When and I say to my stepdaughter who comes to the games with me, criticize the players for mistakes. But you criticize their mistakes. You don't sit there and tell them to get out of the club, because one mistake they could have made. Some absolute world-class saves over the course of the season, if we look back on it, that have won us points. One mistake, you don't turn on them like that. And we shouldn't become a fan base that does that. And sadly, I've seen people do it on social media, but each to their own. It's just my personal opinion that I don't think we should be demanding people leave the club for mistakes. That's just my opinion. So it's a bad mistake, and it cost us the game, and you could see it just took the wind out of the players. Now, what we do have to make sure that we do is we have got to make sure that we bounce back as soon as we possibly can. Tuesday night at Dagenham and Redbridge is huge. I will be making changes. If Rob is fit and not ill anymore, I'd bring him back into the team. Owen O'Connell for Cleworth, and I'd actually play Jordan Davis for Elliot Lee. Elliot Lee, on form, is one of the best players in the league, and when he drifts in and out of games, that's his problem at the moment. I think it's fitness. When he's in a game, his ball control, his passing, his movement is exceptional. When he's out of a game, it's like playing with 10 men. And I think we need to give him a little bit of a rest going into the really busy part of the season. April's massive. Dagenham Tuesday, Southport Saturday. Some massive, massive games coming up. Let's have a look at Notts County, though. So Notts County drew 1-1 at Bromley. Arguably the right result for me, but what I would say is that Bromley, they got given 2 penalties. They probably should have had a third, and the goalkeeper probably should have been sent off. I haven't seen the second penalty, what it was for, because the National League stream decided to go to their loading screen for some reason, and it took ages to sort out. And I still haven't seen it even on their replays, so they obviously either didn't catch it or I'm not sure. But the third penalty incident, the ref gives a free kick outside the box, and it is quite evidently inside the box, so I think he needs to go and have a look at that again. But you can't keep Macaulay Langstaff out of the game. Notts County went very poor creatively, and it's the first game all season I've looked at them and thought, you don't have a clue how to break this team down. And speaking to a couple of Notts County fans on Twitter after the game, they seem to agree with me that it was always, right, go wide, see if we can get it in the box, and then it was go wide again. But the ball through to Langstaff, I forget who plays it, so I apologise, is exceptional. It's a through ball, slide rule pass. It's one of those passes that when you sit and watch it on the TV, you think, yeah, it's easy to cut out. They've just missed it. But actually, if you've played in defence, you know that it's a ball that you can't get to. Times he's run well and he scores. And, it's one of them, 1-1 was the right result. But we have a chance between now and Notts County kicking off next Saturday, which is the late game against Dorking Wanderers, to go 7 points clear. We set a point clear right now. We have a chance to go 7 points clear. That's massive. So all those travelling fans to Dagenham on Tuesday night, and I've got no doubt you'll be massive. You need to make some noise. And then next bloody Saturday against Southend, which I am going to, we need to be getting up and we need to be making some noise again, because this is the time where we've got to be the 12th man. We were amazing against Chesterfield, and we've got to do it again next Saturday. So, disappointing weekend, but we go again. We're still top of the league. We're still well in our hands. Back the boys. Remember, hit subscribe, hit that like button. Let me know in the comments what you thought of today's games. And if you're a Notts County fan, let me know if you think you can. If we're going to slip up, do you think that the league is over like your manager has claimed? I'll see you all soon. With the mighty army, Wrexham is the name.